Little boy, the thumping in my heart sets the tone of the day. The bell has rung, it's time to play. Run, sing and dance is the spirit of youth, but only if I let you is the underlying truth. For you shall run if I let you, and you shall sing as I sing, and you shall dance as I dance, or the cane will sting. The heat is rising, and the stage is set. Run away, little boy, it's time to forget. For the burning has begun for all to see, but see you did not the pain in me. In danger and in darkness is my little boy. Where is my superhero? You're stealing my joy. Run away, my boy, and run to the light, where there is love and laughter and the future is bright. Bury those feelings, it's time to grow up. Speak no more so you don't blow up. School wasn't for me. I didn't fit in the box. My first memory of school was in grade 2 being asked to leave. My second memory in school was going into grade 3 and then being asked to repeat because spelling was difficult, reading was difficult, sitting still was difficult. I still have memories of being asked to spell July, and I remember on the board writing Juliey and everyone laughing. And it hurt. It really hurt. So it built something in me. I just wanted to run away from school. I didn't feel like I fit in. But my family was in hospitality, so that was a get out of jail card for me. They ran margaritas on the water and my name was Pedro, the bartender who served margaritas, tequila shots. 2 for you, 2 for me, we're going to have a great time. And it solved a lot of my ego because right then I just wanted to be loved and I wanted to make sure everyone had a great time. But over time, what I found was that as much as I was feeding my ego of serving people, I was also using alcohol and substance to push every boundary because I didn't want to be told what to do anymore. I didn't want to be told what was right and wrong. And slowly things started to fall apart. And by the time I got to 25, relationships were falling apart, family was falling apart, my love for myself was falling apart, and the hole got deeper. But then a beautiful, beautiful angel entered my life at 25. And she challenged me about, who are you? Why are you doing this? What would you truly love to do? And I thought to myself, well, I love people. I love service. I love team sport. Felt like I belonged. So I went and did a personal training degree. And over the next 10 years, my wife and I had 3 beautiful boys, renovated 4 homes, and built a beautiful wellness hub called Grounded Wellness. And it was a very special place where we built an amazing community. But then came the phone call that changed my life. Hi Marco, I'm working with some boys from Youth Justice and I don't know what to do with them. I showed up. I listened. Stories of homelessness, abuse, broken homes, mental health, lost boys. They broke my heart because they didn't belong. No one cared, but I cared. These boys needed love. Who was going to be their superhero? How can I help? So I went back to my community. My father's Italian, and my nonna's unconditional love was a bowl of pasta. Constantly she would call me, Marco, why haven't you come over to my house? You don't love me no more. Eat, 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 manja, manja, manja. And if you didn't show up, it was the end of the world. She built love, food, family, and has still filled my heart to this day. She's no longer with us, but her legacy lives on in what we do. And I thought to myself, I'm going to invite some men around to my dad's house for a bowl of pasta. And I thought about Italian, and I thought about family, and my favourite movie was The Godfather. And I said, wonder how I can pull all these three things together. That day I had those 8 men around, and I said, I need an hour of your time and $1,000. And if you do that, we're going to create a program, and we're going to see if we can support these boys.
Three, four, five. Let's go. Come on. Hold your head. Stay on top of it. Always drag each other along. Good, good. Get to that line. Help each other out. Head. Don't let your body tell you otherwise. Push through.
After a couple of years, not only did the number of boys grow, the number of men grew. And before you knew it, we were running programs for thousands of boys, from Tweed Heads up to Toowoomba. Every time we ran programs, we learnt more. And then we started to understand that running an 8-week program for these boys built on passion, trust, respect, inner strength, anger and emotion, what is it to be a man over a couple of hours a week, just wasn't enough. I didn't understand what was happening for the other 6.5 days of their life. And when we finished the program, and I asked these boys to re-engage back into school and life and work, it just didn't fit. I'd been working with a special man named Jason Cesarago, still my partner today, and such an amazing man, who sat me down and actually said, how can I help? I'd been running programs at Arcadia, and he said, how can I help? And you know what? When you're in charity and you've built a charity and you've been running programs and you have no money and you have no support and you're forever running for grants, as people know in this room, community-based programs, and someone says, how can I help? I was like, wow, I'll tell you how you can help. I need people, stability, money, you know? I want to burn this thing up. I want to grow it. I want to support as many boys as I can. And he said to me, let's build a school. I was like, what? My little boy jumped straight out in me and said, no way, I hate school. Don't you dare build a school. Don't you dare be a principal or a teacher or everything that you couldn't stand for. But then the second piece to me said, what if I could build a school? What if I could build a school that my boys would love? What if I could build a school that I loved, that I wanted to go to, that I wanted to make the change, that I believe that love should be the centre of the school, not education? So we shook hands. My job was to raise $1 million, and his job was to get a school accredited. A Melbourne red house brick. 2 days before our fundraising event, I said to my wife, I need 100 bricks. And we dumped those 100 bricks on the stage, and I grabbed one of these bricks and I said, you buy one of these bricks, you're going to change a boy's life. You buy one of these bricks, we're going to create a foundation. You buy one of these bricks, we're going to build a school. 100 bricks went in 20 minutes. We raised $100,000. And for the next 18 months, I knocked on every single door I could. And I sold 350 bricks. And I came across 6 amazing, beautiful Gold Coast families that became founding fathers and donated anywhere between $25,000 and $100,000. I paddled around the Isle of Capri for 24 hours, and I did whatever I could because these boys deserved it and I wanted to build them a school. As we had the $1 million, good old COVID hit. And the business that my beautiful wife and I had set up for 15 years closed. We went from 400 members to 0. And I remember crying, sitting there with my wife and having a conversation about, what are we going to do? And we both decided that day to follow our heart. We said, this is our purpose. And all of a sudden, passion, purpose, and my little boy joined together. In April 2020, we opened a school. And if I can ask you to imagine this, I'd like you to. You walk down the street at Southport, and as you arrive to my mob school, there's a doorman out the front willing to shake your hand, ask you how you're going, maybe introduce you to all the other boys because it's your first day. And as you step through those doors, there's a DJ or some music playing. There's a barber cutting hair. There's a full buffet, fruit, breakfast, things that a lot of my boys never had. It used to be a monster and a pack of corn chips, table tennis, arcade games, teachers who actually shared stories and played those games with you, made you feel like you belonged. Everyone wearing the same shirt, Mob Academy. From the CEO to the mentor to the student, we were one. We were a family and we all belonged. If you joined my education team, they built programs of education that were built for you and what you loved. If you joined my wellness team, my psychologist would give you an assessment. Every single one of our boys gets an assessment, a Connors assessment, to make sure everything's okay before we start this education journey, or to deal with the horrible, horrible trauma that they've had to deal with for the first 15 years of their life. If you join my pathways team, they're finding you jobs, opportunities, careers, apprenticeships, giving you all the life experiences. If you need a licence, you walk outside and jump into our driving school. We have our own driving instructor because after 3 months, we found out that our boys were driving to school unlicensed because they had to get there themselves. There was no other way for them to get there, and they didn't have enough money to get L's, P's, or do 100 hours. That's what you get when you come to our school. We currently have 195 boys referred from schools all over the Gold Coast, government agencies, Booyah, Youth Justice, Wesley Mission, Gold Coast Homeless, single mums who have had nowhere else to turn because their boys haven't been in education for years. And they're loved and hated, challenged and spirited, gifted and lost, hurt and misunderstood, strong but sad, diagnosed and undiagnosed. Young boys with hearts and minds looking for belonging, a tribe, something to build them up but also catch them. We're at today. With those 195 boys in education in grade 11 and 12, we built this school for 40. It now has 195 in 2 years. I've got 220 signed up for next year. I get endless phone calls for boys in grade 7, 8, 9 and 10 because when I started 13 years ago, year 10 was the age you disengaged. Now when I talk to my parents, the first 7 years of school or 6 years of school now in primary was nurtured, belonging. They all danced on stage, they all played in sports teams, and then when they transition into high school, something happens. They lose belonging, they lose family, they lose tribe, they lose support. They start giving up on sport, they start giving up on their passions because it's not cool, and we start losing our young men. I believe in community. When we're talking about community, community built this school. It was the community money that built the school for the community to create a legacy and look after these boys. It is the community that offer the jobs, the funding, the apprenticeships, the mentorship. We go on camps and we don't pay for the islands because the community helps us. We have endless opportunities because the community want to support who we are. I've built a dream with a vision of making the world a better place. And what I've now learned is that together we are so powerful. Together we change the world. Together we challenge systems. We challenge systems to say we can do it better. And I don't want to sit here anymore and go, you know what, that's just the way it used to be done, because that's what my dad told me and his dad told him and his dad told him. No more. We stand as a community, we come together and we start doing the things that we truly believe in. I want to introduce you to Luke, one of my beautiful boys who graduates in 3 days' time.
I want to take a second to explain what mob means to me personally as a student. There isn't any one word that encompasses exactly what mob means to me. It's a crutch that I can lean on when I'm weak. It's a warm meal when I go hungry. It's a shelter from stormy days. It's a reliable friend, a dependable teacher. It's home. And that's so important because so many of us kids there didn't have a place that we could really call home. Whether it was crime, gang violence, a torn family, each of us there has a past. But mob could look through that past, because mob knew that our past doesn't define us. It simply builds us into better men.
Can I ask one favour? If you believe in this and you feel this, I want you to come down to the front of the stage. Come on. And hop up and give us all a hug, because community changes this. Come on in. The tighter we all are, the better. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Just hug the people in front of you, because this is how we change the world. This is how we change the world, people. We wrap around our people and we don't let them fall. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Thank you so much, Currumbin. Thank you so much, Currumbin. I love you all. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.